Hello and welcome to another episode of Steps and Stories, the podcast where we dive deep into the journeys of professionals who are shaping industries and communities with their work. We have been speaking with someone who has built not just a successful company, but also a culture rooted in openness, learning, and contribution. This is our final episode with the incredible Rahul Bansal, the founder and CEO of rtCamp, known worldwide for its open source excellence and enterprise grade solutions. In this conversation, we will explore Rahul's passion for open source contributions and why giving back to the community has always been at the heart of rtCamp. His unique approach to leadership and innovation, balancing the challenges of running a global agency with solving complex enterprise problems. Why he deeply believes in hiring freshers, investing in their growth, and trusting them to make a big impact. And of course, how he continues to learn and evolve as a founder amidst a fast paced tech world. So, if you have ever wondered how to grow in tech, embrace community driven work, or carve your own authentic career path, this episode is packed with insights you won't want to miss. So, let's dive in.
Well, I want to move a little bit to rtCamp's business decisions and learn from it a little bit. You were always a big supporter of open source, and you decided to build the company for WordPress, on WordPress, off WordPress, if I may say so.
Yeah.
So, did you always feel passionate about contributing to the community which is open source?
Yeah.
And where did it come from?
Open source was more of a, how to put, so it's like when we grow up, like we have certain worldviews. And as a teenager, I was a lot into politics. I was very passionate about politics. And when it comes to politics, I was a lot more passionate about socialism and communism. So I found open source to be equivalent of that when in the technology world. So I was naturally attracted to that you are doing things for people are doing things for you. Profit is secondary. In fact, that is actually why I feel open source aligns so much with my value system. It's like because reproducing source code doesn't cost a lot, so why sell it as a again and again, unless even the business model around open source is like if we sell support because support takes time, or we sell customization because we are building something only for you. And that's another way I like open source business model, and because I didn't want. And another thing was the ownership, especially in the case of WordPress, like the GPL software. So the way you are using WordPress, nobody can stop you from doing that, because that's how the open source GPL works. And I wanted that clarity because I find it very odd that you buy something and some companies and say, hey, we have changed in licensing plan and pay more or stop using our software. So that's where open source is very critical. Even now we started doing things beyond WordPress, like we are doing a lot of work in ERP world. We choose ERP next. Same open source values, same GPL software. And so in this journey, even when things turn super green from June 2016, there were times when we had this figuring out next bit. We had pressure to be Shopify partner. We are technically Microsoft partner also. I don't know when we become one, but we have. So all these but we never promoted anything proprietary. We are very clear that we at least, so as a company we use many things, we use Slack, which is not open source. We use Google products, many of them are not open source, like Gmail. But then we had very clarity, what we use is our choice, but what we are giving customer, it has to be open source. So whenever we are building something for you, it's going to be open source. And when we hire, we also look for people who are passionate about open source. Skill is secondary. Skills we can teach, we have L&D department, amazing department. They can train people very well. But our hiring biggest filter is so we look for students who contributed to open source during their academic year out of passion. without any expectation of money or fame or anything in return. And those are our like super like stars. Like those are the candidates we pursue a lot.
I think a very unique journey. I mean, creating a very successful company or a business which is using open source, and based on top of open source. It's been 16 years, right? Or more than that, Rahul, that you've been, building this company and successful for at least 10 years, if I may say so, with your story. And I think, that success has come because of all the hard work that you put in the first 7 years. So now what? I mean, as a founder, as a CEO, what keeps you motivated? Is the leadership role, the challenges that you face today, the disruption that is happening? What keeps you going at this stage after 16 years?
So like there are things like short term, long term. In short term, so first like I want open source to win. In fact, for some time our hero landing page title was open source for the win.
Okay.
And now I've like recently come across this ERP Next, which I feel is a big underdog. Like, I mean, so it's like, how to put, like, so ERP Next founder mentioned somewhere, like there are only two type of companies in the world. One who use ERP Next and one who will use ERP Next.
Okay.
And I felt like it's very zyada ho gaya. But okay, like, so like, but then now I'm in ERP Next for 2 years. I really feel that, and it's open source. So so in short term or mid term, I want Frappe ERP Next to grow. That's like personal mission I have taken up internally, because it's an amazing open source solution and it is open source, so it should be. So that's the short term. The long term is like, I want to, so it's like you created something, as I mentioned, that nothing lasts forever. If I'm lucky, rtCamp will outlast me. That's every founder's dream. More like parents, like we should die before our kids. So that means oppositely, like our kids should live longer than us. So like I want rtCamp to live longer than me. But then how? So it's like then we kind of thought like many different ways, and one of them came out like if we get acquired, then there's no guarantee the culture, like, and especially there's like this reality check, like the incident that happened in June around layoff. I'm not sure if there were voting, or maybe if I would have been a publicly traded company's non-majority controlling CEO, I might have got fired for taking that decision. So how do we structure rtCamp so that it will continue to live up to its value? And then that's where we feel like that it should be more like a public company, somehow owned by employees, either in stock or in voting rights. And that is like my longer term goal, that to take it public. And it would be good testament for open source and open values also. Like, so again in 2016 when things were about to crash, so I was not feeling bad, like 7 years of my life was about to get wiped out. I was feeling bad that nobody would dare to build something so open and so employee friendly. Because the top reasons people were listing for my failure were, you don't have employee bond. So as soon as they become good, the time they should create like the revenue for you, they get hired or poached by other companies. And you don't have bond mechanism to prevent that. Second mistake, you are a very open source person. You give so much credit that who contributed to the WordPress core, who did which patch. We used to celebrate like this person has contributed to the core. We used to cut the cake. We used to picture. So you are yourself telling this is my best employee. He contributed to the core. We don't have any bond with him. We can poach him immediately. So mistake number 2. So there's like, and I was like, okay, in execution there might be mistake, but I don't think like I want to trade for that. If my people are living for better pay, I need to figure out in what world they get paid better, in what way I can pay them better. I should focus on my demand generation side. Like it's not personal. I didn't take it personally when people were leaving. So that was the reason like we were about to crash, because we had very high attrition, and it was very counterintuitive. A company which so much people love, but attrition was real because they were getting 2 to 3 times higher pay. And only when we managed to crack our partnerships and sales side, we were able to match payroll. Yeah. But before that, the wisdom in the industry wisdom was that put a bond, don't give credit to employees, don't publish things in open source, like typical that insecure mentality of like Indian IT consulting business. And that was the pain I was feeling. Was when you go down, these people will say कि देखो हमने तो सही बोला था. That's employee bond is must for IT consulting. You should not reveal or promote your employees so much on social media. So that was the feeling, like, and I knew I was right. So it's like the thing is like if you have failure in business, people will assume कि जो तुमने किया सब कुछ wrong है. It's like company failed, that means everything you did was failure. And that's the lesson I took on in that moment, that you can fail, but you can still believe that you are right or you are right. You need to trust that failure doesn't mean you did the wrong things. Yeah. That's so it's just like many things. So now also that drives us, like in long term, we want to like make this company self-sustainable. I don't know how we are going to do it. Like many things, like in June, I didn't know how I'm going to save these many jobs, but we ended up saving. Now we are back to hiring again. We'll figure out, like there are ways we are trying to think. We are taking inspiration from the bigger ones, like Tata Sons is one of the inspiration. Like it's a holding company, so we are looking at a trust model where I can park my majority ownership in that trust, and then it controls rtCamp. But who will guard the guards? That is a question like I'm struggling with. Like it's like eventually somebody has to take a call, and when I'm gone, how do I control the somebody? Or like so that's the irony. So then I accept, like, just relax. One day rtCamp is going to die. But you can just work hard to make it. That day will, like, if you work hard, probably that day will take few decades to come. You can just prolong it. Like you cannot avoid it forever. Like someday every company is going to die.
Yeah. So from what I hear now, and also from my experience at rtCamp a couple of years back, you believe a lot in freshers, campus graduates. Not only do you believe in them, you also put your money where your mouth is, in that sense, where you invest heavily in training them, in hiring them. Because of course there's a long interview process that you want to put the freshers through. What made you believe in that idea? What made you believe that freshers are the people who will take it forward, or freshers are the people that we should be investing in so much?
So how do I put, like so when we started, like as I mentioned, we had a good start. We were coming from this Devil's Workshop legacy, which has a very big name. Initial hiring was all filled up. Initial for 1-2 years was good. Then came this pressure of catching up, especially with attrition. And we realized that, so how do I put, like, the initial reason to hire freshers was budget, to be honest. I don't want to mince my word. That's the transparency. That's our value system. Because if we had money, we could retain people who were leaving for 2 to 3x higher pay. We didn't have money to retain them. We had limited budget. WordPress still being not taught in school. There were very few people who knew WordPress upfront. Those who knew were either our employees, our ex-employees at higher pay, or really bad at WordPress that we don't want to hire. So, like, we kind of done with everybody who knew WordPress. like 3 people. Our employees, our ex-employees, and people who we interviewed and didn't want to be our employee. So then we have to shift to the people who don't know WordPress. Then came, we need to train them. And I said, oh, it's okay, because my first initial co-founder didn't know WordPress. I taught them. So I was the one who learned WordPress myself. I taught my friends who then become my co-founder, and then that's how we started. So, and initially also, like, I taught WordPress to many people. But it was very unstructured and inorganic. Like, when somebody used to join, I used to do the pair programming with them. We don't have like, and the hiring was like 1-2% joining a month kind of hiring in those days, like at least first 2 years. So then we came to fresher hiring is the only thing we can afford. And then I realized once we got into this fresher hiring, we realized many new things, like one, the passion, the hunger a fresher have. I don't have that hunger anymore, by the way. I would like forget other. I can relate to myself. If I have to code something on Sunday, I will say, "Nahi yaar, chhod do na, Netflix and chill." So it's like but fresher have that hunger that they have time. Like, there are many things, like usually they are not married, they don't have like responsibilities. They have like more time to build their career, more passion, more reason, more hunger, higher growth part. They know they can grow double in few years, like their income and everything. So a lot of headway to grow. That is one part. Then second, it's like a clean slate. I also learned, like, especially when interviewing people who know WordPress but were not our employees, like other companies' employees, that they were doing things wrong, but they were not ready. It's like, it's okay, it works this way also, why should we change? So it's like there's 10 ways to do different things, and not always lead to the same result. Like, they might lead to same result but not at the same quality. Like, some sites will look good but will break when you start using or scaling and something like that. And especially people who learn wrong things, with age they become very adamant. They don't want to relearn. I think the AI that we're discussing, the thread is from that. AI is not, those who are willing to take AI along will survive jobs. Those who don't want to change how they code, they are at the risk. So same with the before AI also, like the people who are like 5 years experience. I'm 5 years WordPress experience. I'm doing this from 5 years. You are telling me this is not the right way. And they were like, we had this kind of incidences, like where people had ego clashes also. Like, what makes you think you are the authority on WordPress? That kind of also heated argument also. But this is working. How can it's working? But when the traffic comes at scale, this query will break. And they were like, nahi jalta hai. And but like, so, but with fresher that issue was not there. So we realized that with freshers we can build certain quality. We can commit to certain quality. Like, if we give you a distant engineer, so it's like the interpersonal differences will be less. Like, so one day I told, like, I want our training and systems to so matured that a project manager says, hey, I have a new project, I need 3 WordPress engineers. And resource manager will say, which 3? Any 3. Because they're all same. Same school, I mean the internal training, same book they learn from, same skills they got. Speed and some minor differences might be there in the way they communicate and the way they write. But then outcome won't differ much. And that is only possible with freshers. So when in 2016 we become this big agency and we started becoming profitable, like because of so we become in 2016 we become WordPress VIU partner. That suddenly gave us global recognition. We were the only WordPress VIU partner from Asia then. Just imagine there's a 43% of web WordPress. Like today, that's 43%. At that time in 2016 also, WordPress was biggest CMS. Its enterprise, the premium thing was WordPress VIP. They had 9 partners. One of them was from Asia, and then we were the only one. So that bring us huge eyeballs, business to us, saved us from bankruptcy. Amazing thing happened to us. So now then actually at that time we question. Now we can hire people at a good salaries. Should we continue fresher? And then we realize what started as a desperate measure or like with the financial constraint is actually our biggest selling point. We are here because we cracked this, and this is something we can learn from. So then we actually let's double it down. Ab paisa aa gaya na, now let's double it down. Now let's invest in fresher. Earlier we were hiring fresher. There's a different way to, I would say, hiring happens. Kitne log lagenge? We need 5 people. Conservative hiring, go and hire people. Then we got inspired by Infosys, and we will let's build something like the Mysore campus. Even I think last year we had some 70-80 freshers in one go.
Okay.
And put them through training, and that is actually backfired. so because in COVID, like whole world went through digital transformation. Everybody wants to go online. So the year-on-year growth was RtCamp was almost 50% for 4 consecutive years. So we overestimated hiring and bull run, like this is going to continue forever. And suddenly this whatever happened in America or whatever, like the macroeconomics, I'm not very expert on that, but I will avoid commenting. Business didn't grow that faster. Sometimes like other reasons are also, but whatever that happened, like and that's why like zyada hire ho gaye, let's maybe we need to cut half of them. So that's why 80, like let go 40 of them. No, we invested them so heavily, and that's the investment word. Because first hiring cost, insane hiring cost. We filtered these 80 people from 100,000, 1 lakh log. We got 1 lakh application. We filtered out of them like multiple interview rounds, so much screening, 2,000 interviews. Then we hired 80 people. Then we put them into 2 batches of 46 months apart. Then we trained them, trainers, L&D staff, like admin staff, and so much. Then we pay them stipend like 50,000 rupees per month just to learn WordPress, and no commitment. What course khatam, next day they can join our competition. No bond, nothing. No non-compete, nothing. So much. And then after that we put them in WordPress course for another 6 months. So they learn from the WordPress community. So 1 year, 0 return. So this is a huge capex. And so we incurred it with the conviction that business will grow at certain rate, which like things didn't go that well, and that's why there was for some time we felt that we had a pressure, but then we bounced back. Now the growth rate is back. I don't know what's happening with outside world, but we are back. So that investment, so fresher hiring was very simple short-term game. When we used to have fresher, we used to bring them from colleges, 2-3 months we used to train them, and turanti we used to put them on client work and get them billable. And but now we had this large big client become bigger, demanding more quality. Our time to production becomes longer. Initially people used to go in production 3 months, now 6 months only in academy, only training. 6 months only training, no matter how boring you feel, because we hire very amazing talent. I said rtCampers are diamonds. So those people get very frustrated. Like if you put them in academy, they're like, I want real world. So they are very eager to try their hands on real world problem. So that academy part is like a very frustrating for them. But we put them through that. Then 6 months we put them in WordPress core, and then they go on real client work after 1 year. So it's like so much capex. But then the quality brings. It's like. And human resources is very challenging. Like you can manufacture this kind of curve at similar quality easily through machines, but creating humans who will deliver same output, and we are hiring from everywhere. Like we don't have our entire thing is online. We are remote. We hire from any city, any college, no college dropout, no matter. Like sometimes other companies' employees also join our fresher campus hiring. That also happens sometimes.
It's very remarkable what you are doing, and unheard of for a mid-sized or small company. So the freshers who join you, who eventually kind of successfully go through that rigorous process of those 80 or 0.1% you hire. They are very lucky, I would say, and they would have their at least the initial career sorted out for sure. But I would like to know from you. You dealt with so many freshers. You've taught people. For the people who may not get this opportunity, what would be that one or two things or advice that you would give them to kind of make their careers in the right way?
So there are many ways. Like the biggest thing with today's generation, I'm talking in IT context, that you can work from anywhere. So I came to Pune, I settled in Pune, that's a different story. But if I would have been in a small town, I would probably continue from there. So keeping your expenses in check is first thing.
Okay.
If you want to do something out of passion, otherwise it's opposite, like find the shining job and get stuck in EMI. Otherwise you can follow your passion, learn the skill. There's always like how to put like you need to choose what you want to become first, and then give it time. And for that to happen, to give it time, you need runway. Like so, in small town, cost of living is less. If you are from small town, don't move unnecessarily to the large town. Opportunities are everywhere, especially in open source community. Most companies are remote. rtCamp is not the only one. In fact, in WordPress community, rtCamp is among the second generation of companies which became remote later.
Okay.
From insisting that people should come to Pune office to even for interview to now having everything remote. It took us a time to traverse that journey, but many companies are remote in WordPress ecosystem, even in other open source communities. So be part of that. So it depends. Like if you want to join an open source organization as an employee, look for their job board in different ways. Contribute to open source project in that community. For example, if you want to join rtCamp, contribute to the WordPress. If you want to join, say, ERP Next or Frappe Technologies, you would like to contribute to their Python framework or Python project. If you want to just freelance, which is, by the way, best way, you can start getting you listed on something like Upwork and having your professional experience, like contribute to the projects, GitHub projects in your skill category or in any interest. In fact, my freelancing journey, I want to highlight one thing. Like, so when I started freelancing, so I wanted to learn so I was using WordPress as a blogger and I wanted to become WordPress engineer, a good one. And there were like, I kind of created a list of things I want to do with WordPress. Like I want to build WordPress theme, I want to build WordPress plugin, I want to build something with media gallery, I want to build something with commenting system. So I listed something like 20 kind of vague touch points. It's like a learning plan. But I don't want to learn at my cost. So what I did, I went to this freelancing platform like Upwork and all. And rather than picking any project coming my way, so like I want to build a WordPress media gallery plugin, I look for people who wanted to hire somebody to build media gallery plugin. Now this is very risky because I want to learn it and you want to already hire somebody who can build it.
Yeah.
So I did give a barter system. You pay me only if I build it. So that was the first thing. No escrow. And then I will bid very low, like because anyway I want to learn it. So whatever you pay is okay for me. So I kind of learn WordPress at other people's expense in that way. So so that way I mentioned that you need to keep runway, your expenses in mind. So you can build career. And amazing thing about today's generation is like, as a student, you have access to internet, GitHub, and so many like marketplaces. Don't wait for college to get over. Build something in open source as soon as possible. Those credentials helps. Like even in my freelancing, my like on day one, how can you show client work? But you need to show something. So I used to say that is something I built. That Firefox extension is my work. That WordPress plugin is something I built. So you can trust me. You can go and see my code, what kind of quality I put in public. So people have some reference point, and these references are more important. I never wrote on any freelancing project, "Hey, I am a COP topper, gold medalist and blah blah, and hire me because I had a 10 by 10 CGPA. It doesn't matter. I never wrote in any pitch what are my education qualifications were or what like, and they were good. Like I myself was not dropout, but I didn't. It doesn't matter. If you want a media gallery plugin, in some cases, what I did, I built quick prototype. Say, I think, and today with AI, you can. So this is where you should power the AI. So if you are starting freelancing career, rather than writing a boring 6-page proposal, actually build something, even incomplete. Put it somewhere on and share that link. In 6 lines, you can get the project. Hey, I saw your requirement. Are you looking for something like this? Link. And see what, that was my style.
Awesome. Do people who come to you for job or who come in association with you, do you still feel that they have some myths associated with WordPress or open source in general?
Most people still don't understand how open source companies make money. To them, like, yeah, it's free. So, like, if they are not earning themselves, हमको कहाँ से pay करेंगे? So it's like they think, okay, WordPress is free. So how rtCamp is making money? If rtCamp is not making money, how are they going to pay us? So there is this misconception some people have. So this is a bigger misconception on open source. Like how, like then we have to explain that we are a service company, we charge for time, we charge for this and that. With WordPress, there is another problem we face. It's a PHP. So to them, many students they look down on PHP. This is a outdated technology and some things like that. So those are the resistance we face, and this is bigger for us, like, because the whole generation is chasing the trend. Like everybody chasing AI. In fact, we have, so how to put, like, we are so conscious about trend seekers that we don't want them in that way. That we are doing many AI projects in WordPress, but we never tell in campus. You want to come for the boring work. Come for open source. You want AI? No, हमारे पास काम. We have, but we don't tell. Yeah,
I just revealed it.
But I don't think this will reach our campus audience. But yeah, so it's like we do AI project. Why wouldn't you do that? All the companies are like clients. There's so much client demand. But so our HR once said, like, hey, if we showcase our AI slides, we will attract more people. I don't want to attract those people. Because ये कल कुछ और chase करेंगे. These people have no substance. They are there. कल कुछ और trend करेगा, crypto trend करेगा. They will chase crypto. I want people who can stand with something they believe through different seasons. Like I trusted open source 16 years, 18 years, 16 years rtCamp. I become open source enthusiast in 2006. So almost like 19-20 years I'm with open source. I was with open source when I was a blogger. I was open source as a freelancer. WordPress agency, product company, ERP vertical, and I will be with WordPress even if I have to start my another business. So the belief system is something that stays consistent. Open source is not a trend for me. So it's part of my belief system. And I want people who are passionate about open source to be rtCamp's employees. I don't want people who are chasing AI. AI is no big deal. In fact, AI is easy. AI can teach you how to learn AI. It's like you can ask AI, hey, help me. You can ask ChatGPT, how are you built?
Right.
Of course, not the research level knowledge you will get, but like you will learn a lot. So like AI can help. So like, but if somebody is restricted, I want to do something in AI, then we don't want those people. I want people to not marry to technologies. Like we want them to be asking questions like what kind of impact my work will have, or what kind of projects I will be working on. What kind of clients they are, how your clients do meaningful contribution to the society. So it's like that's why we don't advertise AI. In fact, we so there was even one trend, like, so we offer like MacBook to everyone. That's another And it's not like a shining something. That's a part of our logistical decision. Like if everybody is using same machine, it will be easier to support them, and we will save system admin cost.
Okay.
So it worked commercially for us to give everybody MacBook.
Okay.
And then for 1 year, HR highlighted it in campus, and I told, "Is par your batch kharab aayegi." And actually, that happened because they put open source in the second paragraph, and MacBook, paid leaves, stipend, all the commercial aspects in the first. And I because we are such a decentralized, I saw it on social media after it went live.
Okay.
And I DM immediately, this kind of ad will attract only greedy people. Who only put open source, and if you are passionate about open source, be with us. Everything is a surprise for you. The pay scale, the growth, everything. Don't promise it, because we want people to value their contribution. ऐसा नहीं कि पैसे देकर कुछ भी कर लेंगे.
Speaking of mindset, and also I believe you highlighted on soft skills, are there specific soft skills or mindset you would suggest one would need to succeed in today's technical landscape, specifically open source?
Communication skill. So, and when I say communication skill, it's not like good English, which is must, by the way. Especially open source communities are distributed, like most of them. And then basically you're working with people remotely. So a lot of time, how do I put, like, so there's like there are different ways to communicate, and how I would put, like, your communication need to be very good in terms of comprehension. Like, it's not about the length, it's about the entropy, like the value your message brings. For the one example I give always, like, about the communication skill to, like, within rtCamp is, so you're working on something, you couldn't finish your job. Just imagine variation. At the end of the day, you say, "Sorry, I couldn't finish it," and log out. We're not doing English here. Of course, English will, the Grammarly will, all the software will take care of English. So that only tells client you couldn't do it today, but it doesn't tell client, can you do it tomorrow? Or, okay, message number 2, I couldn't do it today, I will do it tomorrow. Still incomplete. What will change tomorrow that you couldn't do it today, but you will be able to do it tomorrow? Whether it is a technology constraint, you were busy, something happened at home and you couldn't work. So that, like, so you have to anticipate what follow-up questions will be, and try to guess those questions and answer them upfront, because this is a remote work. Open source is decentralized. You have to cut down the number of back and forth. You are not chatting with your friends on WhatsApp, where short messages or like that. That's a very different dynamic. Or like both are in the same time zone. I will like exchanging messages at the same time. I couldn't do it. Sorry, I couldn't do it today. Tomorrow I will do it. I ran into an API call issue, blah blah blah, and I managed to find a solution, but I ran out of time. So I have a solution ready. I will deploy it tomorrow. So it's like you have to anticipate. Try to be as verbose as possible. Try to, because there are many things, like verbosity gives you details. So those details basically reduces somebody's anxiety. Then anticipating follow-up questions tells your maturity, and eventually, like, skills are actually in AI, these communication skills is even more important. And if you tell AI that is, so AI can improve your English, but this 3-5 level of depth of human anticipation, what will be the follow-up question? You have to read your message before. Or kya puchega hai? What might he be thinking? Or what this client might be thinking? And then adding more, rewriting it 5-6 times. So that skill is the most important skill in my opinion, because coding part is actually easy now in AI, like AI world. And when you communicate like this, you become the the person everybody wants to work with.
And one very good distinction that you called out is communication skill is not just about the language.
Yeah.
Right? It is also about the maturity, it's also
Yeah.
about the context, it is also about anticipating what the other person is doing. And you don't need great vocabulary, you don't need great English for being a good communicator. And that's a brilliant example that you gave with the 3 parts of communication. I think most of the people, the freshers, or even experienced people fail is when they say that when somebody says that your communication is not good, they feel that their English is not. And that I've also seen this in life, that doesn't matter at all. What matters is your awareness, your consciousness, your confidence, the context that you set, right? I mean, it's an amazing example. Thanks a lot for that. So we are almost coming towards the end of our podcast, and I wish we had lots of time to chat about so many other things with you. But one thing that I would like to ask you from my side while going is, you spoke about your North Star a little bit earlier. What do you think? And you also spoke about rtCamp. Where do you want it to go a little bit? But if you had to kind of explain it concisely as to what is rtCamp's North Star now, right? You've been 16 years, great journey, right? Now for the next 16 years, where do you see rtCamp going?
So, in fact, this has been discussed very openly within rtCamp. So the way I see it, like I even mentioned it many times in many discussions that there's a movie called Founder. It's based on McDonald's, and something we did with our fresher hiring, that you can give me any 3 engineers and they will be the same. I want to do it at a very high scale, like very large scale. And I want to do that kind of scaling with our leadership in like right from me, like I should be replaceable by softwares and people. So we want to replicate, grow at very fast pace, but systematically. So it's like we are IT consulting company. So it's like we are in people's business. We will be delivering people at the end of the day. People will be delivering things, but we want to grow decentralized. Well, let me put this way. When I look at, so I don't want this very like high like a vertical org structures. When I say McDonald's, I want more like a franchise of rtCamps, where there are like pockets of 100 rtCamp people, and literally like randomly you pick any lot and you will get the same qualities. Like so this is the McDonald's, and I've experienced it. I think McDonald's fillet of fish is their trademark burger. And I have eaten them at least in 13 countries till now. Same quality. So that's my inspiration. Like I want to, that fillet of fish burger is my inspiration, that I want every rtCamp we produce from the fresher hiring way. And that is for not just the engineers. We want to bring same concept to the managers, leadership. And that is, I think, we should be doing to go public, because then that is like unstoppable rtCamp. That's my kind of last contribution, like to take it to the level where I become obsolete.
Yeah, I feel like if you're hearing your journey, hearing your stories, you live and breathe for rtCamp and open source. And I think Himanshu asked you this question about what's your North Star, and I think your North Star looks like it is very similar to what is rtCamp's North Star. So,
as I mentioned, I have no life outside work.
Right.
And I don't feel even need for it, like many times. Like rtCamp and me are like very hard to decouple.
Rahul, this has been a brilliant conversation, and we've still not, I think, scratched the surface of the person that Rahul is in terms of his love for food. I've heard so many food references, and I'm a foodie myself, so I'm sure we'll do many more such conversations where we would love to know a little bit more about your food preferences, your passion for building a culture. Even, I mean, I have been a very big proponent of creating this culture, and very inspired by the stories that you just told about rtCamp. I feel if there was a poster boy for somebody who would, who we say that this guy is the epitome of supporting open source, it would be Rahul.
No, it's like I believe there are people who are much better than work in open source for me. Like, so this Frappe's founder Rushabh Mehta. Like, I am nowhere close to his commitment to open source.
Okay.
Do you ever get a chance, to meet these people, like the founder of WordPress, the founder of Frappe ERP also? What are the conversations like in those rooms because then the tables are turned around, right? This is one customer speaking to a CEO. So in those things, what are the conversations like with them?
So it's like in the case of WordPress and like the Frappe, we are an ecosystem player. So conversation can happen sometimes. So the strategic discussion around things we are working on, some kind of feedback mechanism. It's like like there's a blind spot. Like everybody has one. So it's like the level at which they are operating. Sometimes they miss things. So as one of the person in their ecosystem, I take that opportunity to convey, boss, I think this is something we are not doing right. I try to give critical feedback because praises they keep hearing a lot. So I believe like if I'm getting 5 minutes, 10 minutes with them, I should use that time to poke fingers at something. Like, this is something we should be changing or we should be doing differently. Because these are big projects, like their founders are super busy and they are like a lot bigger public personalities. So it's like they have a very small amount of time. It's like you have to make use of it.
We spoke about multiple topics that revolved around people, right? So one thing that I noticed from your leadership, your core team right now is like, let's say you or Vivek or Radhe or Aviral, even Maitri and Nikitas and everyone that's in the core team currently, you sort of have a way of complementing each other perfectly, right? Like it just fits in, like the core team just fits in. Do you remember any interviews that you took of any of these guys? Like, if you can give me 2 instances, one which was a very funny interview, but not funny in the sense like the interview didn't go well, but funny in the sense like it left a memorable impact on you. कि भाई ये interview था. And one interview that you immediately thought कि ये चाहिए, ये होना चाहिए.
Immediately like this person we need to hire.
ये तो मतलब core team में आना चाहिए.
No, I don't think I got that core team wala hunch for anybody on day one. In fact, I don't even cross my mind. Like that's like a more of, so it's like initial founders were different than everybody else that ended up in core team. Either became through the qualification, like growth, or their unique role. Like and also there's like core team is not monolith. Like so it's not like all the core team member meets all the time. So if the discussion is around campus, so like yesterday we posted 2 jobs and suddenly there is a hiring pressure back. So I will be having more meeting with Nikita and HR. Like we are starting a new vertical. So focus back to Nikita. Like I need another training syllabus, more like a new engineering course. It's like like we would be mechanical now, we need civil engineering. So something like that sort of. So more meetings will happen with Nikita. In terms of memorable interview, there were many. The most memorable was Rakshit Thakkar. Still like part of core. So how do I put like so as I said, like sometimes I really feel I am lucky, just lucky. I don't know why or how I get things my way. Some of things goes my way. So Rakshit is one of the most amazing person I ever worked with in terms of, and he has a rare quality of understanding technology and business both at the same time. He can, very few engineers can talk to business side of customer in the same conversation, like switching between them. I can only count on fingers, like even after working with 600 people till date. So in Rakshit's interview, I realized in 15 minutes only. Again, Pune interview is like very old rtCamp 2019. He was one of, I think, first 15-20 people we had. That he came to office, took interview, and then I started switch the interview mode. Like I said, So usually in interview you ask questions, answer to next person answer and you can verify. It's like an exam. I don't know hire ho gaya. Now, what if he doesn't accept my job? I have 40 more minutes. One hour ka interview.
Exactly.
So I started asking questions whose answers I didn't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
So सीख लेते इससे 40 minutes. So I had some questions around database scaling, something like I was reading, but like I was researching on few topics as part of my work. I just started asking them, and I was so sure that whatever answer he's giving must be right.
Okay.
So knowledge बढ़ा लो. And somehow I felt that ये बंदा बहुत smart है. यहाँ तो accept नहीं करने वाला.
Okay.
And it turned out to be later. Like he was, I think, Saurashtra University, something Gujarat University is gold medalist. Later on, I learned like he had an offer from many companies. For some reason, I'm unable to recall, he wanted to join a company in that radius, like Goregaon Park, के आसपास की company. He only wanted to join. And rtCamp was one of the company which fit into his geographical radius. And then the interview and he joined and still with us.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's like you realize कि ये तो hire हो गया है, but I use the remaining time to learn from him.
Also, speaking of big companies, I remember one story that I was telling Ame about, but if you can just put some light on that. You also had an interview set up with one of the big companies, I think Microsoft or something.
Google.
Yeah, you were traveling at that point. So
Yeah.
So what was that again? Now they are client.
Yeah, Google is our client. So my relationship with Google is quite multi-layered. My first paycheck came from Google in the form of AdSense. That's how, like, pehli kamai.
Yeah.
Like that. I still have a picture of that. I posted it few years back again on social media. I still hold it to my heart. Like, first paycheck is first paycheck. Then as I mentioned, like I was topper in COEP, 10 by 10 CGPA, like rank 1. I got shortlisted for Google's interview, but I didn't. So it's like the first one was telephonic round, and on the same day, my friend's brother was running for election, and I had to go to a village to do some on-ground work.
Okay.
And I didn't realize that was such a remote village. There was no telephone network. Even for the BSNL, I used to have a BSNL phone, but BSNL का भी network नहीं था in that rural area. Only when I came back to like in evening, like so in the like town place, I got this missed call alerts. There's feature like if you are out of range, then there was a missed call from some Hyderabad number SMS. I called back. I reached to Google IVR. Shit, तेरा Google का interview था. And then I called my TNP, तो वो गर्म हो गया. How can you be so careless? The only thing expected from you was to stay in range. My friend's brother won the election. I was like, Kismet mein raha, we will Google and we will meet again. And then we met again with Google.
But I'm sure, Rahul, that you are going to inspire millions more than what you have already. And we look forward to the day where we can talk to you like this when you are kind of inspiring the world with your vision. I think it's a great vision that you have, and I think the company that you're building is awesome, and it's very inspirational for not only early careers professionals, but also for somebody who are entrepreneurs who are building their companies like me. And I think it has been a pleasure. It has been very exciting, thorough conversation, and I feel that we should do this more often with you. And thanks a lot for kind of mentoring us in the session over here. And we'd love to catch up with you once again. Thank you.
Thank you for hosting me. It is really a pleasure. You are doing amazing things.
Thank you, Rahul. See you again. Bye.